Good morning. Well, as you can tell by the beautiful orange attire, it's raining. I've got my waterproofs on, I've got my socks on, my sealskin socks, expecting them to hop a few puddles this morning. Steve's still out of us. We spent the night at the same location. We haven't moved. You can probably see the van over my shoulder. But we are heading up a valley that I was inspired by another vlogger, and if I do remember the names of the vloggers, I will put them up for you. I think it was something like Keswick Lime, same as yesterday's video. It is raining. We are heading up in the valley. We're going to go and try and find some waterfalls. I think it's something black, something pot, and again I'll put it up on the screen for you because I haven't got my phone out because it's raining. And we're just going to make it up really and enjoy this weather, because I love this weather. I love the rain, I love the conditions when it's raining, I love that atmosphere, the colours, the rain, the smells and all sorts. It just makes it very difficult to take photographs and make videos, but we will plod on nevertheless, and we'll see you somewhere up that way. We made our way through the campsite, which is following the path and the route I've got on my OS. The idea is to do a bit of a circular loop depending on how far up we go, finding the bridges, getting across the rivers, etc, etc. We've made it through the campsite now, so now we're starting our little bit of a trail really. This is actually a 10.5k trail that I found or picked or routed, so we will see how far we make it, but this is where it starts. It's getting interesting. We've got the brook or the river down beside us, which is looking a bit empty, and we've got some lovely trees. You just heard the sound of a woodpecker, and yeah, this is where it starts to get a little bit more tasty. This is going to be a really hot and sweaty one in these waterproofs, but what a lovely little place this is. We've just come up to our first bit of interest, and we've got this beautiful, beautiful aquamarine water down there, and these lovely little cascades running through these rocks. And again, this stuff that fascinates me. We've got this little pothole down here where the stone's been rolling around in that for hundreds or thousands of years when this water level was a lot higher, and carving out these little holes. There's another one down here as well. Stuff like that fascinates me because it doesn't happen overnight. It takes years and years to carve that out, and it's pretty cool because it means there was a spiral of water just spinning that rock all the time. And yeah, this is really, really pretty. And look at that rock there. No, look at that tree on that rock there. That tree is just balanced on the top of there. It's grown, it's got a good grip, and now it's just, it looks like almost like a sea serpent sitting on the top of that rock, sort of creeping over the top. It looks really, really cool. I'd like to take a photograph of this, but I don't know whether I want to get the camera out and start getting wet already, but I'm silly if I don't, because I think this is quite nice. So maybe, yeah, I'll get back on the grass. I might just do it. I might just get a quick shot of this just because I like this. Well, we haven't moved far. We've literally come from on top of that rock there to here, because we've just seen this cascade coming down there, up there, and that is too good not to get the camera out. The colour of this water is beautiful, so I need to get the polarizer on it, so I need to get the tripod out, and I need to take my time and take a shot. So I'm going to set the tripod up, probably get this cascade in the foreground to start with, this boulder in it, get the colour of the aquamarines and stuff and the colour of these rocks coming through, and then maybe zoom in a bit more and just squeeze myself up a little bit further to try and get that cascade up there. But this conditions, when I'm hot and sweaty and my glasses are all steamed up, just makes everything very difficult, as well as walking on wet rocks. So I'm trying to use my bag to cover up the lens at the front to try and stop the water coming down, which is never easy, trying to do things with all your hands. I'm balanced on the rock with my knees and everything, but I'm bracketing the shot as well, just to make sure I can try and get a little bit of maybe different variations of movement in the water with the different shutter speeds, and also trying to keep all them highlights and tones and textures in there. The polarizer is doing an amazing job, absolutely amazing looking through the water, and you can see all the beautiful colours of the rocks underneath. I'm just going to take a couple of exposures just to make sure that I've got it nice and sharp, focusing on the foreground, and I'm also going to focus on the background as well, just to see if I can just pull in that background waterfall as well, just in case I need to. So yeah, first decent shot of the weekend, I think, in the bag. Literally in the bag. set up for another one. This is just concentrating more on the waterfall on its own, just trying to get these colours, the shapes and the rocks. Really, really nice. I do love this tree that's up in front of me though, because it does look like a serpent coming over the top, but I can't get it in the shot. But I will do a little bit of B-roll just to show you, because it definitely looks like it's an octopus. For me, I can actually see an octopus in it right now. I can see the eye, the bulbous thing on the back, you know, its body, and its legs up in front. It looks spooky and it's really cool. I might try and take one on my phone and show you. So we didn't get far until we stopped again. We've just literally walked another 50 yards and found this beautiful, beautiful little S-curve in the water, and I think it makes a really nice sort of, not a minimal shot, but whatever it is, my words have gone. Intimate shot, that's what I'm thinking. So I've got my polarizer back on, again using my Maven filters. I like my Maven filters, and I've got my bag balanced over the top, trying to keep the water off the lens best I can. Should have brought an umbrella really, shouldn't I? There's one in the van. I'm going to start off with the polarizer, fully polarising the water, because it's about the trickle I want. And I'm going to take this shot as a bracket again. I'm just going to keep bracketing because the camera's set up for it and it's just easy to leave it running. The first shot I just seen on the back of the screen is perfect. I don't need any more than that. I'm just going to check it to make sure I've got the movement in the water I want. Let me have a look. I think that's it. I don't even think I need to take a second shot. He's got this beautiful S that just seems to run round the image. What I might do is just spin it round though to a horizontal rather than the vertical, and just see if I can get a bit more of the actual swirl coming through. Yeah, there she is. What an absolutely cracking little waterfalls, little cascades. We're not going to make 10k today, definitely not if it's going to be like this. Again, I don't need to move the camera much. I'm just going to bring a little bit more of the movement in and get rid of the solid rocks on the left. Focus on the main rock on the image. 2-second timer, let go of everything. Bosh. The movement in the water, it's about 1/5 of a second, and I think that's perfect. I think the actual movement in there is absolutely superb. But just for a bit of fun, I'm going to let's put a 3-stop on, just to give us a little bit more extra movement, just to smooth it out a bit for all those lovers of smooth milky water. He's got himself a really expensive camera and he's worried about a bit of freaking water on it. What a fanny! Yeah, this place is absolutely amazing. So, if you're a photographer, or even if you're not a photographer, and you want to come and join me for a weekend just here, then hook up with us now, because I'm going to inquire about that campsite and I'm going to come down and have a full weekend down on this campsite, which means we've got 200 yards to walk to get to this. And this is, again, we've just literally come around the corner. Just look at all of this. I want to get in that water. I want to have a dip in that cold water. I want to have me camper van local so I can get back and get the heating on. I just want to take photographs of all this. This is a really, really nice little spot. Wow, have I never discovered this? Why have I never discovered this? And this is what it's all about, isn't it? Fantastic. Look at these waterfalls. But it's just making it so difficult to take photographs in this wet, because every time you take your bag off, the bag fills up with water, and it's just very, very hard work.
Get your phone out.
I'm going to get my phone out, yeah, get a phone shot. But what a beautiful, beautiful place. This place is amazing. The water, the rocks, the cascades, the falls, this is beautiful. This is really, really nice, guys. I hope this video's working and you can hear me, because this is really nice. Just stood here now, we're out in the open air. As you can see, we've come out in the open, and the rain is starting to slow down and die off a little bit, which is going to be brilliant. I've just taken a shot of this on my phone, and again, I'm going to say this: why are we carrying cameras? The phone has made such a good photograph of that. I know it's JPEG, I know it's pre-processed, I know all that, but it is so pretty that you don't need to take another shot, because if you're just going to put it on a computer or Instagram or Facebook or something like that, it's as good as it's going to get. I've taken a couple handheld, I've got my camera out, just taken a couple of shots, but I do not believe I can make my camera shot as good as what my phone's just taken. It is fantastic. But what a pretty little image. Just like the way the water runs up, I like this little tree, I like the little wall, I like the moody background. Yeah, it's pretty, it's quite nice. I just want this rain to completely stop now so I can start stripping off and letting some air back to the body. taking our way across the scenic version. We're going to go cross country down to the lower level slightly. We've reared off the path because we're coming up on the Black Moss Pot, so it's called on the OS, which is the interesting part that I wanted to come to. So I'm assuming it's like a bit like up in Scotland, you've got like the Devil's Cauldron sort of area where the water sort of comes into a bit of a pot area. So that's what I'm guessing and assuming it is. I can see some cascades up in front with a beautiful little tree and the perfect misty, cloudy background. Everything's there from this distance. Chances are when I get on top of it, yeah, exactly, yeah, from this distance looks absolutely stunning. You've got this beautiful cascade, you've got the tree and you've got the hills. But I think the closer you get, that will disappear. And this is that compression thing. By shooting it back here with a 300mm lens, that would look cool. But when you get close on top of it and everything looks, the mountains behind look far away, the tree looks further away, and that's what I'm on about every time when I talk about compression. It's not that you're compressing the image, it's the theory of the compression of the image that makes it look good. And I think I am going to take a long shot from here first before I get closer, but that's where we're heading anyway. So we are stood at the moment in the middle of the river. We are actually in, you can see all the rocks and that around me. We're actually stood in the middle of the river, but look at that for a beauty, for a fantastic cascade. Now I want to be, and I know where I want to be without even getting there. I want to be on that bleeding rock on the other side of the river. Now, there might be a way across. If I go back a little bit, I might be able to scramble across. But I think I need to be over there where that sort of pothole thing is and shooting into it. But these rocks are slippier than they were back there. But I'm going to start off here anyway. I'm going to start off here anyway. I'm going to get this bit of a cascade in the foreground, cascade in between the rocks, the tree in the background, and just start to move the camera around and see what works, really. Yeah, but wow. And I don't even think we're at the pot yet, because that's a bit further up. Not the easiest things to stand on, these rocks, like I said before. Now, I've got the camera out, the camera is on the tripod. I've just taken one from a little bit over onto my right-hand side, sort of trying to look between the rocks. But we've got a big square rock. When I put this image up, you'll see this big square rock. The one on the right-hand side is very dominating to the image. It's got all these algae and white patches on it, and it's pulling your eye so strongly because of the sharp jaggedness, its flatness, the size of it, and all that texture. It's dragging your eye into that rock all the time. It's so difficult not to take your eye off that image when I'm looking on the back of the screen, which is a shame because I want it to be about the waterfall and the tree. But I've tried to get the cascades. I've got a 3-stop on there as well to slow things down a little bit, 1/5, 1/6 of a second type of thing, which is giving me movement in the water. I've now moved across slightly. I've got my tripod balanced up on the rocks the best I can to try and sort of do a horizontal shot. Now, when I look through the screen on the back of the viewfinder, I'm thinking I'm going to crop it to a sort of 10x8, 4x5, because I don't need the bit on the right hand side and I don't really need the extreme left part, so I can take a little bit off of it, and hopefully you'll be seeing the tree, the gap through. And the main importance for me on this image, because I've got my 3 favourite things in this, I've got a single tree, I've got the water and the cascade, and I've got this great big round pot that's been spun out by a stone and taken decades and decades and decades and millenniums or whatever to carve it out. And that's one of the biggest, roundest, poshest, smoothest ones, and you can see it on the image perfectly. So it gives you those 3 points going through the image. So really, really nice. I really like this. I just need to be higher. I'd love to be another 2 or 3 foot higher in the air looking down on the image rather than where I am, but I can't get any higher. It's just impossible. So, I know where I am now. I'm on these kind of slippery rocks. They're all right. They're not the worst I've been on. I've come back over to the right. I am looking through this rock. I've still got that dominating rock on the right side, but I know exactly now where I want to be. And Numpty is going to have a go at trying to get up there, and that is up on top of that dominating rock. if I can get up on there, I think we're going to get a pretty good shot of this big cascade of water, maybe the tree and the hills in the background, but I do need to get on the top. I can see a way up. It doesn't look safe, but I'm going to take my time and try and get up there. So hopefully I'll see you up there. I'm not sure if you can hear me because it's quite loud up here, but I've got this massive cascade. And what's so beautiful about this cascade is it's got a V in it. It's got like a diamond, a V shape that's pointing down, and all the water is just rushing and gushing off the front end. There is a lot of water coming down there, so I'm just taking the best shots I can because I don't want to be up here for too long, because I am right up on the top of that rock. I've got the tree in the top. The top's a little bit far away. I might do a bit of jiggery-pokery and take a little section out the middle, or crush the middle, but yeah, what a fantastic shot. It's got to be done in a vertical. What I think I might do while I'm here, because I'm not going to be coming back any day soon, is to take a bit of a pano to see if I can get a full sweep of what's going on in front of me, because that is amazing and dangerous. So I'm going to do one more shot before I move on. I've just had a quick look and I like it. It's a little bit different to the other one. It hasn't got this massive cascade in it, but it's got these lovely zigzags of water going through and in the tree. So I'm going to get one more shot, but it's a bit of a step over the water to get to it. There's only one step in and one step out, so I'm going to be careful and try and get this one shot. It's going to be a vertical as well, and then we're going to move on and try and find this black moss pot. And this video is definitely getting longer, isn't it? Come through this little gate, walked up a little bit further from where we were before, and we're looking for the black moss pot. And as I stand quietly, I can hear crushing water, you know, proper water flow. So I'm assuming it's just over here. I'm gonna have a look at my OS map in a minute, but there is an island and there's a green patch of water just there, or green island there. So I think this is the pot. And oh, actually looking at it, yeah, the water seems to be disappearing down into a hole. So this is what I can hear down here, this water, and I think this is the pot, black moss pot. So we actually did well, I think, photographing the other bit. One video. So the GoPro's just turned itself off. It says it's got a low battery, and I've got 42%. What the hell's that all about? Anyway, yeah, this is where we are. This is the pot, and I think it's probably a pot because it's probably good for swimming in. Getting angry with this GoPro, getting angry with it. Anyway, I'm gonna have a look at this pot and see if we can get a photograph here, or at least a phone snap, just to see what it is, and then we'll carry on walking somewhere. See you in a bit. So I've just been talking to I think must have been a bit of a local couple, and they're saying that the youngsters and stuff actually stand on that rock and jump off into the pool. So yeah, for the brave. Probably not for me because I don't know how deep it is, but I reckon it's a good 10 or 12 foot deep, so you might be all right. We're going to walk up a little bit further. I don't see why not. Just because we can, really. The guide did say there's some more pools up here, but I don't know whether they're worth photographing. The best part is definitely the bit we've just been shooting. So yeah, we've done black rush or black whatever it is pool. So we're nearly. we've decided to turn back and go back down the other way. So we're not heading up, there's no path, prominent path. So we're going to go back down this way and maybe have a look at those waterfalls we started with at the beginning. If it's not raining, we'll be able to get the camera out. So we'll probably see you back down there. So we're back down now towards where we saw a potential image. We stayed on this side of the river. We decided not to go across the bridge and the other side because it's prettier on this side that we saw this morning, I think. So I'll save the other side for another exploration. Yeah, another day out. Yeah, if I get to this little archway, there's like an arch in the tree and the waterfall's underneath it. So because it's sort of laid off raining, I'll get the camera out and finish off the video on that tree and the last couple of photographs. So yeah, hopefully it won't rain when we get there. We are underneath this arch that we come down to. There's a lovely little bit of cascade. The one thing I don't particularly like about this shot is the actual holly bush on the left hand side, but apart from chopping it down, I can't do a lot about it. But it's not overriding the image. It is there, but it's not actually taking it away. Now I've got this big tree leaning in. The branches are leaning right over the top of the waterfalls, and I think it just frames it quite nicely. And the waterfalls then are in this nice little patch in the middle, and it looks pretty good. It looks all right. Again, polarizer on and the free stop just to slow that water down just a little bit more. I may just change with compositions just a little bit, just to try and just move it around slightly, just to see if I can get just the perfect position where I've got a bit of green at the bottom as well. But I'm definitely going to end on this video, or in this video on this image, should I say. Thank you for watching, thank you for sticking with it. I do appreciate all of your comments and your likes and your dislikes and anything else you want to give me. I'm here to learn, so if I'm doing something wrong, tell me. Till next time, ciao for now. Don't forget, thumbs up, like and subscribe, drop us that comment, and I'll see you somewhere completely different probably. It's not been a bad day out, has it really? Not been a bad day at all, apart from it being wet. Ta-da, see you soon.